Tuck and Tuck Show.
Hey, welcome to the Tuck and Tuck Show. We're here for episode number 19. Ryan Aroney from the United Way, CEO, Lorain County, here with Morgan, my brother. How's everybody doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a pretty good day today.
What you do today?
Went to the gym.
That's a lie. Morgan, what you do today, Morgan?
I got a new dog, so I've been hanging out with my pup.
Oh, what kind of dog did you get?
I got a poodle.
A standard poodle? Or?
She's a baby, like a mini poodle.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're smart dogs.
She's a genius. You want to know what her name is?
Morgan.
I thought about that. But no, her name is Skateboard.
Skateboard?
Yes.
Why? Should I even ask?
It's not SKATE. It's SK8. BRD.
Okay.
All right.
Ryan, this is what I deal with every time we do a show. These two.
Yeah.
So how's it going, man?
All good. Yeah, it's good to be here.
So exactly what do you do and how do you go about it?
I do a lot. I'm the president and CEO at United Way of Greater Lorain County, and I've been there 12 years or so.
Okay.
Few different roles over the years. And what we do at United Way, generally speaking, we try to help people get out of poverty here in Lorain County. We're specifically focused on people who have jobs and don't make enough. We know the expenses, the cost of living is greater than what most wages bring in. Right. And so we're trying to help people get over that and kind of change the system so that people who work are sustainable. Really, if you have a job, especially a full-time job or multiple part-time jobs, you should be okay. And we know that that's not true for most people. So we're trying to help that happen.
Yeah, I think most people think of United Way as like floods and disasters. Now, do you do any of that too, or is it basically just helping people to get on their feet and stay on their feet?
Yeah, it's a little bit of that. And United Way is interesting. We're an international organization,
right.
And but every United Way that's local is independent. So we're our own separate nonprofit here in Lorain County, even to Cleveland or Sandusky. We're totally independent. So we are built to respond to the needs of our local community. And here locally, we respond to disasters as they come up. But, like during COVID, of course, we did. But generally speaking, we're really focused on the poverty issue and trying to help people get out. And for like 100 years, people knew United Way as the fundraiser. We started as the community chest. Most people know community chest from Monopoly, and that's kind of what we were. We raised money for the community and then gave it out to local agencies or local nonprofits. And so we really existed for that time to be a fundraiser. Okay. And over the last 10 years or so, we've changed our business model to focus more on direct services to try to help people get the resources they need so they can be sustainable.
How did you obtain the position of CEO? Was it kind of just thrown upon you?
Yeah, good timing,
Right.
luck probably. When I came to United Way in 2011, I had never worked at a nonprofit before. My background was in athletics and marketing, media relations, journalism. And I started kind of becoming more interested in the foundation side of athletics, kind of the rec center appearances that we would do. Mm-hmm. And I was doing the work out in Cleveland. I grew up here in Oberlin, and I thought it would be fun to go back into Lorain County to do some of that type of work. And I just happened to see a job open at United Way. I went for it, and I got it, and that was as a donor engagement specialist was my title. I didn't even know what that meant.
I was going to say, what exactly does that pertain?
Who knows?
It sounds kind of weird.
Yeah, right. So basically it was raising money. I would work with our corporate partners to raise fundraising campaigns and with individual donors to make gifts. And I did that for a few years, and then I got promoted into a marketing director role, did that for a while. And then my predecessor retired 4 years ago, and I went for the job. It was an open search, but I got it. And that's when I became president and CEO. And my view then was I kind of laid out what I thought we should be doing as United Way and how I would do it. And there was no question to me that I was the right person to do it in that way. Okay. The question for the board, I thought, to decide was, did they agree with the direction? And if they thought it should go in a different direction, I told them I thought they should go a different way. And luckily for me, they agreed that they agreed with the direction and they thought I was the right person.
How many people are on your board? I don't think of this as a big board. So
yeah, it ranges. We're I think 14 right now. It's between 12 and 18 typically, all local Lorain County people.
I mean, mostly corporate people, or?
It's a mixture. Yeah, we have some corporate people. We have, just all walks of life. We really try hard to have a diverse board in all ways, age, gender, race and ethnicity, job title. So it's a pretty cool board. I really like the people on it.
Oh, okay.
I think I saw that you have like a couple students on your board, right?
We do, yeah. So we one of the things we've struggled with in having young people on the board, as you can imagine, is finding kind of 18 to 24-year-olds. And we would have occasionally college students who would join the board, but their life changes so quickly. You know, they transfer from LCCC to somewhere else, or they get a job, or whatever else happens. And so we ended up working with Lorain County Community College to create a student board member position on our board that gets filled kind of with the help of the college each year. It's a 1-year term, so that we always have at least one student on the board to provide that experience and that perspective to the work that we're doing.
Right.
Looking at me.
Oh, I thought you had a question.
No, I think that's awesome. I think that's...
Now, when I was coming up, used to work at Nordson, and at Nordson, we gave money out of our check to the United Way. But I imagine that was for the national United Way. Is that correct?
That was for us here locally, yeah.
Do they still do that? Is that how do you obtain most of your money since you're nonprofit?
Yeah, that's a great question, and that's still very much what we do from a fundraising perspective. I mentioned that the community chest idea of fundraising, that was created by the corporate groups in the county, and so employees at the local workplaces like Nordson can give to United Way and have it come out of their paycheck each week, and then it would go into that pot of funds. We still do that, and then use the money to fund the programming that United Way does. So Nordson and Invacare and Rich Tool and those major employers that you can think of in Lorain County are still very much supportive in that way.
All right, well, we're going to take a break, and then we'll come right back after this.
Prestige Detailing, your premier mobile auto detailing service, bringing the car wash to you. You can have your car detailed right where you are. We service a 50-mile radius of Oberlin, Ohio, ensuring that our exceptional service comes straight to you. Visit our website or give us a call to schedule an appointment today.
Welcome to Johnny's.
Johnny's Carryout is where you can find an extreme variety of your favorite spirits, wines, and craft beer. Located at 12290 Levitt Road, Oberlin, Ohio at the intersection of Butternut Ridge Road and State Route 58. Whether you are hosting a social get-together, relaxing at home, or entertaining guests, Johnny's Carryout has the perfect pairing. Come and check out our amazing selection of fine wines, our incredible collection of domestic and craft beers, and awesome assortment of premium spirits. We also have a variety of non-alcoholic selections. Visit Johnny's Carryout at 12990 Levitt Road in Oberlin, Ohio, today.
Welcome back to the Tuck and Tuck Show. Today's guest is brought to you by The Art at Tappan Square.
All right, we're back with Ryan Aroney. And you know what? So you grew up in Oberlin, correct?
I did, yeah.
Now, when you grew up, I know it wasn't your goal to become like head of the United Way.
No.
What was your dream as a child? What did you want to do?
I wanted to play quarterback for the Browns, but about 7th grade, I realized that wasn't going to happen. I didn't really know, to be honest. And I think my mom would tell me, I think I'm the 5th generation of my family that grew up in Oberlin.
Okay.
And, hard workers, factory, security at the college, food service. And so CEO wasn't even a thing that I would consider was attainable or something I would go for. But when I was in school, sports, athletics was my passion. So I just wanted to figure out a way to stay involved in that since I wasn't going to play. And I started writing, journalism. That kind of got me into my career. And
Where'd you go to college at?
I went to Lorain County Community College for
C3?
2
Okay.
years. Yeah, I played baseball there. And then I transferred to Cleveland State and finished. And eventually went back years later. I just finished a few years ago to get an MBA at Lake Erie College. But, yeah, this is not the career path at all. I just kind of started going this way as I realized giving back in the community was something I was passionate about, and then just the right timing, I think, for me worked out.
Yeah, because when you said, you were in the sports and you were like, all that other stuff, you would think you did something with sports or athletics. Do you still, think about doing that? This because a lot of people change jobs.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to get in
Yeah,
trouble
I'm not
at your
trying to get in
current job.
trouble. Yeah.
General manager of the Browns. They'll be looking for one. Browns will be looking for a general manager.
But I know
GM.
people do change, later in life they change, but you're just happy where you're at.
Yeah, I feel good. One of the things I learned early on when I was working in athletics, and I did work for a while, I was with Cleveland State basketball. I did some work in some soccer teams and the Monsters I worked for. So I was kind of all over the place in Cleveland, but 2 different jobs that I worked in athletics, the staffs, like the on-field staff lost their jobs from performance. And it's like my job was tied to the performance on the field, and I had nothing to do with the performance on the field. I'm support, and I learned really quickly I was worried about that. I didn't want to get fired some point later in life because the team was terrible. But also, in order to move up in those jobs, you have to move around a lot because once people get in a job, they don't leave until they retired. So if I wanted to do that work only in Cleveland, the chances were low that I was going to get a shot. I would have had to move around the country. And I like it here. So this worked out. And then once I got into this, into United Way and into doing work in the community, I can't imagine doing anything else.
When I was growing up, United Way, they helped a lot of people with disabilities, and that was their main thing.
Right.
Because they were tied to the NFL.
Right.
Are you guys still tied into the NFL and help with disabilities and stuff?
Yeah, we still have a good partnership with the NFL. I smiled because that's the only way I knew United Way when I took this job was from the NFL
Thanks
commercials.
to you, it works for all of us.
Right.
That was a commercial.
Right. And I remember a bunch of different ones. And I kind of talked about the idea of helping people get out of poverty. And we focus in 3 areas: health, education, and financial stability. And you can imagine there's like a continuum or a pipeline there. And so generally speaking, we want to try to help people be healthy by avoiding chronic diseases through, diet, exercise, like avoiding heart disease and those types of diseases. And if you do that, if people are healthy, they can work. And if generally when people are healthy in their homes, their children are healthy as well. So that's kind of the baseline focus. And then we work on education to help kids be ready for kindergarten, including here in Oberlin, by doing, lifting up the child care centers and doing outreach into the community to find families who aren't in a formal child care setting so that they can get the resources they need. And then we help kids in middle school to kind of have, the tools they need to make smart, healthy decisions, to avoid risky behaviors, access to job preparedness, so they even know what jobs are out there. Like me, I had no idea. And then they can graduate high school on time. And then we work with financial stability as a safety net. If that hasn't worked and people still need our help, we're there. We can pay their bills. We can get what they need to get out of a crisis. But hopefully that all works in a way that we don't need to keep helping people anymore in the future. The goal really is to create a sustainable community that everyone can help themselves.
Do you work with other, like Salvation Army or Lakota or any of those other places?
We do.
Okay, because we've had both of those on the show, and they seem like they do a great service for the community.
They do.
So you tie all those in together, or just because I know with Lakota, when they came in, they deal with mostly drug abuse, and they were talking about like you said with kids and preparing them like mentally, because a lot of kids are seem like they're because of COVID, they have a lot of difficulties with like learning, and they miss so much time that they're trying to help them with that, like catch up and like their emotional learning is what they said.
Right.
So do you help with that as well?
We do. Yeah. We have over 150 partners in the way that we do the work. We believe in collaboration. And so we've created this term, we call them community collaboratives. And these are groups of organizations that work together around a specific goal within a specific neighborhood. And so those groups like Lakota and Salvation Army and Oberlin Community Services here in town are partners in those collaboratives. And, when I came into United Way 12 years ago, I was super naive. I just thought like, hey, we're all trying to work in the community, trying to help people. It's going to be great. And then I learned real quick that it was super competitive and the agencies didn't work together. And that was crazy to me. And it's like, hey, we're all trying to help people. It's like, hey, who can be better at serving poor people? Right? Like, that's a crazy thought.
That's crazy, yeah.
Like, I'm not going to help you help the people. I'm going to beat you so I can be better at helping the people. Like, that's a foreign concept to me. That doesn't even make any sense. And so we've adopted this position that we want to work together. The competition is not each other. The competition is the factors that are creating people to be in poverty in the first place. So we want to work together to take out the competition.
That's hard for me to believe that they would compete against each other trying to help people.
Yeah, it's like even as a funder from United Way, I think when United Way was a funder and other funders have to take some blame for that because we've set up a process where we're asking those agencies to compete for funding. And so we might say, hey, who in Oberlin wants to help kids get ready for kindergarten? And then all of you apply for funding and we're going to pick one of you. And that then creates competition, right? And so instead we say, who wants to help kids in Oberlin get ready for kindergarten? All of you work together, put together a business plan and a budget and a logic model, and let's work it through. And then we'll put money into it, and you can figure out how to best spend the money. And that works much better than competing against each other. And it actually creates an environment where we can raise more money and bring additional resources into the work.
All right. Well, we're going to take another break, and we'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Doobies, and this is Doobies Smoke Shop.
That's what I'm talking about.
Doobies Smoke Shop is located at 25 West College Street in beautiful downtown Oberlin. Doobies has an excellent selection of incense, candles, cones, glass cleaner, and so much more. Stop on by Doobies Smoke Shop located at 25 West College Street today.
Hi, welcome to the ARB.
Looking for an excellent restaurant? Then visit the ARB at Tappan Square, located at 19 West College Street in beautiful downtown Oberlin. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dine in or take it to go. Visit www.thearboberlin.com to order online. The ARB is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Be sure to visit the ARB at Tappan Square in Oberlin today.
Thanks for coming to the ARB. Come back again. Bye.
Welcome back to the Tuck and Tuck Show. Today's guest is brought to you by the ARB at Tappan Square.
Hi, Ryan.
Hey, Morgan.
So I have a question. Other than like donating, taking money out of your checks or rounding up your totals at local restaurants, how can people get involved with United Way of Greater Lorain County?
That's a great question. I think most people think of donating, which that we can use that help. That's always important. And people can give on our website. You could give at your workplace. You can give at our small business partners. But also volunteering and advocacy are very important to us. The United Way brand is give, advocate, volunteer. So we do a lot of volunteering. We have a volunteer center at our office in downtown Lorain. We're on Broadway, where people can come in right to our downtown location in Lorain and do volunteering. We have a program called Collect, Sort, Deliver. And we collect high-need items like books, school supplies, tampons, and pads. And we have volunteers come in, sort those, put them into an inventory, and then our community partners can order them and get them for free, and volunteers deliver them out all across the community. So that's very important to us. And then advocacy, we have public policy advocacy where we're trying to raise awareness on issues that are very important for people in Lorain County, like we need universal pre-K. People need access to 2 years of preschool, and it should be free. And so folks who are interested in lobbying their local elected officials or legislators on issues like that can contact us as well. And we send out information that people can use to then call or email their elected officials or join us if we're going to an in-person rally to raise awareness on issues like that.
So,
go ahead.
No, after you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, seriously, I've already forgot the question now.
now, depending on who's in office in different cities, does that make a big difference with the United Way?
Yeah, we as a 501c3, we're not allowed to lobby as a majority of what we do. So we can't tell folks who to vote for and all of that. But what we can do is say what our positions are on important issues and lay out the facts. If there are certain candidates or people in office who agree with or disagree with our positions, we are allowed to do that. And so, yeah, that's important. We generally just want folks to vote, right. and then we'll take care of it from there. But we go to city council meetings. We'll do public speaking there, or submit letters in advance. We talk to our elected officials down in Columbus in the House and the Senate. We'll do some things even with Sherrod Brown and folks who are in D.C. Okay. So there's a lot of opportunities.
What are the qualifications for people who need help? Is there a certain income bracket that they have to meet?
Yeah, great question. Generally, no. And actually, the gap that we try to fill is, I use air quotes around it, but kind of the working poor, people who have a job or have some income but are not making enough to be sustainable. Generally, those folks make too much to qualify for public assistance.
Right.
And so that's really the gap that we're trying to fill. And we want to try to incentivize people to work so that they can get out of poverty. I think a lot of people know about the benefits cliff, but the idea that when you start working more hours or getting a raise, it actually hurts you because you lose some of the supplemental assistance that you have. And so then there's this narrative out there that people don't want to work these days. Well, no, people would rather make a smart financial decision by working less and getting more. Right. And so we're trying to change that system, and that's where the advocacy comes in, is let's get a hold of our elected officials so they're even aware that the benefits cliff exists, and then try to put some changes in place so people who work get more money the way they deserve, and then they could be financially stable.
And how does your health care? I mean, what's the benefits of them coming over there for health care? Say that somebody needs surgery. Do you guys help cover some of that surgery?
Yeah, the number one reason that we provide a financial assistance to people is they have unpaid medical leave. Yeah. And so, what we pay might not necessarily be the healthcare cost, but we'll pay their rent
supplement
while they're, paying recovering other things. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And so that's another advocacy piece for us. We need to advocate for paid medical leave. People shouldn't lose their place to live because they got sick.
Yeah.
It's just un-American. It should be, but unfortunately
it happens all the time.
It's very American, right?
Yeah.
So you have housing as well? Because I know right now the market is out of control, and a lot of people that work every day can't even find a home that they can afford.
Right.
Even on the low end, they're so expensive. Do you guys help with that? Help people find homes, or with financing, even financial literacy?
Right, we do. Yeah, so we try to provide wraparound services is what we would call it, and typically it's a crisis when we meet up with someone. And again, if it's unpaid medical leave and they can't afford their place to stay and they come to us, we'll pay that rent or mortgage and get them to stay in that house. But then we'll provide the wraparound services. So there might be financial literacy and budgeting, and maybe we have a connection with another landlord that will rent them a safe, affordable place for less. Get them connected to food pantries or whatever else they need to kind of get through that process. And hopefully there's some job training and a job waiting for them. We provide all of those types of services to get them where they need to be.
So you actually try to help employ people too?
Yeah, we partner with our corporate partners. They're funders of us, but we'll in turn work with them as well to try to find the needs that they have, and then try to make sure we're getting people trained to fill those jobs.
Man, I wish I knew all this when I was in California and I couldn't find work, man.
Right.
I didn't know United Way did all this. Like I said, I always thought it was a disaster thing, But yeah, that's really good to know.
So how can you get your message out better? Because we all live in Lorain County, but we don't know what you do until you came on the show. So how can you get your message out to more people?
Yeah, we're active on social media. We're at UW Lorain County. You can always check our website, uwloraincounty.org. We really appreciate you having me on the show to raise awareness. And that's what it is. It's just us trying to be out there and let people know what we do. I think generally people have an idea of United Way, but not necessarily what it is that we do.
My idea was just people that had children that had disabilities, because that's what I've always seen. I didn't know you did all the other services like you said, with like people with housing and all that other stuff. I never knew existed.
Yeah, we've evolved a lot over the years, especially in the last 10 to 12 years. And I'm proud of the work that we're doing. As a guy who grew up here in Lorain County, right here in Oberlin, I can't be any more passionate about the people we're serving than this group right here.
All right, so we can donate on your website as well? Is that how we donate?
It is.
What ways can we donate?
I mean, you could write me a check right now. I'll take it back to the office on my way. The best, easiest way is uwloraincounty.org/give. And you could choose how that gift goes, and all the people that we help would appreciate it.
So you can, when you donate, you can designate where your money goes?
You can, yeah. So I mentioned that term community collaborative. We have 10 community collaboratives. One of them is called Oberlin Kids, helping kids get ready for kindergarten here in Oberlin. And then we have 9 others. And then we also have some of our own programs as well, doing all sorts of really cool things. So you can pick and choose how you want your dollars to go, or you could just set it aside for United Way and let it help everything.
Do 100% of your donations go where you want them to go?
Yeah, when you designate, 100% goes. If you give it to United Way, part of it covers the operational costs. So you have choice in the matter.
Oh, okay.
That sounds great. I mean, I never knew all that. Like I said, I never knew all that existed.
Yeah, I didn't either.
And I know we've had other programs on, and I think all of you are doing a great job. The Salvation Army, Lakata, we had Chase Ferris, who did Save Our Children, who's doing an awesome job. So if you're out there and you need help, there's plenty of help in the county. No matter, between you, Salvation Army, there's people that's willing to help. So
gotta want to help yourself though too.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Sometimes you run into problems. You might get sick
I know.
or something.
And, I have. And like I said, I never knew all that existed. I wish I would have known.
Yeah, because
it would help me out a couple times.
If you need food or anything, that's good to know. So with that, we're gonna wrap it up, Matt. All right, now
that's a wrap.
That's the only platform you have is go say your platforms again so people know.
We're on all social media at UW Lorain County, and then our website, uwloraincounty.org. And real quick, I'll say, too, we have a 24-hour information and referral hotline, 211. And so you can call 211, literally the phone number, or you can visit 211lorain.org, and it gets you access to all the resources that are available, just like all the ones you just mentioned.
All right, that's awesome. And so Christmas, you guys do anything special?
We're partnered with, folks all around that do the toy drive, so we try to supplement what they're doing.
Yeah, toys ain't like it used to be. I mean, because everything's online, so kids just play games online or they're on their phone.
That's right. You might have to get them a PS5 or
iPhone or something.
If I'm donating for that, I'm like, hey, you guys are doing better than me. I can't afford a PS5. So. All right. Well, thanks for coming on the show. We appreciate it, and maybe we'll donate, Matt. What we donate? Everybody put in what? I didn't win any.
So now I got a debt I have to cover.
All right. Well,
I appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
And who's our sponsors, Morgan?
The Arb at Tappan Square, Doobies Smoke Shop, Oberlin Weekly, Johnny's Carryout, and Prestige Detailing.
All
right. And go ahead and sign
Adios.
This has been another bomb-ass production from Short Walk Studios.